ladies and gentlemen, we have some major news to talk about after the major success of X-Men 97 and us begging and pleading for Spider-Man 94. Can we get a revival of that? Please, that's all we ask. Please, give us that. At the bare minimum, we need, some hope in our lives. Please, can you do this for us, Marvel? And Marvel said unto us, yes, we will give you Spider-Man 94 in comics. Yeah, it's going to be Spider-Man 94 is returning in comic form. It's literally that meme. Spider-Man 94 is back in comics. So yes, Spider-Man 94 will get a 4-issue miniseries that will wrap up a major plot line that was left behind in the original show. What is that major plot line? That plot line is what happened to Mary Jane. Now, in X-Men 97, we know that she came back, so I guess this is going to explain how Peter and Madam Web managed to find her again. So, and in the original script for it, from what I understand, the original pitch for it of how Peter found Mary Jane again was he found her in Victorian London with no memories, and also Cletus Cassidy was there, and he was Jack the Ripper. I really hope they use that in this story. I really do hope they use that idea in this comic. That sounds like a really cool idea. Now, the other thing is, too, who's going to be writing this comic? Well, the writer of this comic will be none other than J.M. DeMatteis. DeMatteis is Spider-Man royalty. He's also... I recently, which is funny, because I had just talked about a J.M. DeMatteis comic with Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin a day or so ago. So I find it funny that, he's doing it. I'm not going to lie, I was thinking when they said, okay, it's before I saw the writer, I initially thought it was going to be Steve Fox, because Steve Fox has been doing a lot of the miniseries, particularly the X-Men miniseries, and he's also really good at pacing a 4 to 5 issue book. So I was like, okay, it's going to probably be Steve Fox. He's done cartoons. He's done a lot of the X-Men 97 comics. Again, Great Expectations, which was the prequel to X-Men 97. So I thought it was him. And then I saw, it's J.M. DeMatteis? It's DeMatteis? Huh. Okay. This comic's also probably going to be depressing, too. Because DeMatteis' Spider-Man run, while exhilarating, is also oppressively depressing sometimes. So yeah, the fact of the matter is, I think that's really cool. I think DeMatteis coming back to write, and I think if I remember right, he did write episodes for Spider-Man, for the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. So I think that's really cool that we're getting a sequel, and he's going to be on board for it. Now, but we're not done yet with moments that make you go. We're also getting the 94 introductions of 2 Spider-Man villains that never got into the cartoon. Now, we don't know who those 2 are, but I'm going to throw out my guesses. The first one I'm going to say for who I think the next Spider-Man villain it will be to make his debut will be Sandman. We never... Hydro Man replaced Sandman, and we never got a proper version of him in that original continuity. So I think it'd be real... and also, DeMatteis really loves Sandman. In a lot of his comics, he does like using Sandman in his books. So I think we will be... And it's also said a classic villain that we haven't seen in a while. So I think one of those 2 will be Sandman. Now the question is, what is the other one? Who is the other classic Spider-Man villain that we never really got? We got Electro, a version of him where he's Red Skull's son, which I was like, that's weird. We've had Rhino, we've had all of these, Shocker, or Shocker! You can't hide from me! Oh, God, that whole line rating. Barnes, I know you're a great voice actor. I know you could do better. But who the other one could be, who knows? We've had Kingpin, we have had Hobgoblin and Green Goblin. Could it be, I'm 90% certain one of those two is going to be Sandman. But the other one, it could be like, it would be actually kind of cool if we got Mr. Negative, like a 94 Spider-Man 94 version of Mr. Negative. That'd be actually really cool. But I just find it cool that is it the thing we wanted? Is it a full-on cartoon? No. I'm just happy we're getting something. And the fact that we're getting like a credible Spider-Man writer to do this book is really cool. And who knows, maybe we could get, if this sells well enough, maybe Marvel and Sony will either A, allow sequels to this series, or actually get their asses off and actually, do this cartoon. Because again, it all predicates to Sony and Marvel playing nice. And so far, that's why one of the big reasons why we haven't gotten Spider-Man 94 is because of that reason. That's why they're so invested in a Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So maybe if this sells well enough, maybe that'll change. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this announcement of a Spider-Man 94 comic? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? What two classic Spider-Man villains do you think will make their appearances? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.